it's Melissa, and this is Fresh Word Friday. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're watching this right now, and today we're gonna continue the series, Navigating Change, and we're gonna be in Exodus, the second book of the Bible, chapters 16 and 17, verses 1 through 7. So here, we're gonna learn how to trust God and persevere through the hard times. Because the journey of life is gonna get tough. There's gonna be times where we're gonna be complaining and wanna give up. And through these scriptures, this story, we're gonna see that God is faithful and God provides, even in the midst of our complaining and uncertainty. So the first thing that we're gonna learn is that trust God to provide in all kinds of ways. God is always faithful, and we're not. And in Exodus 16, we read that the Israelites are complaining in the middle of their journey into God's promised land, into God's promises. And you know, the journey, life is not always easy. We're gonna wanna give up, we're not perfect. You know, we're human. And so, have you ever wanted or wished that you were in God's promise, living it right now? Me too. And my dream, I don't know what your dream is, but my dream is to be healthier, is to be fitter. And if you feel that way, if you've ever felt that way, then you can actually relate to what the Israelites are going through right now in Exodus and what I'm even going through. But even in our complaining, even in our times where we want to give up, God is not afraid of that, and He actually draws close to us. He hears us, and He answers us. So in Exodus chapter 16, verses 11 to 12, it says, "And the Lord said to Moses, I have heard the grumbling of the people of Israel. Say to them, at twilight you will eat meat, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread. Then you shall know that I am the Lord your God." It says that God provides every day for us exactly what we need. But He's not a genie. He doesn't just answer our prayers. There's always a lesson in the midst of what we're going through. And in this chapter, in these scriptures, we learn how to trust God and we learn how to obey Him. And a lot of what He asks us to do doesn't make sense all the time. But if the Israelites can learn how to obey and trust Him, then we can too. The second point that we're going to learn is how to guard guard the health of your soul. 2 questions. How do we know what God's promises is for us? And how do we know what God sounds like? Follow me and I'll let you know. 3 things how to guard our soul. 1, read the Bible. Read His Word. 2, pray. Dialogue with God. Have a conversation. Talk to Him and listen. 3, be in community. Be around people who knows God's voice, who will encourage you when it gets rough, when life gets hard and you want to give up. You need to hear other people's voices that speak life and not death. So if I want to become healthier and fitter, I need to exercise. I need to eat healthier, and I need to surround myself with people that are going to keep me accountable and support me when I want to give up. And the last point, don't keep craving for what used to be. Don't keep going back to the past. See, complaining, grumbling, it won't get us anywhere. It'll get us stuck. It'll get us to stay where we are, and we won't learn, we won't grow, and we won't experience what God has for us. See, if you continue to read on in Exodus, the Israelites actually don't make it into the promised land. And for me, I used to reminisce and live back in my past of when I used to be fitter. And I would think about it so much that I wouldn't even do anything to get myself fitter or healthier. I would You ever like ran laps in your mind and wish that you were skinnier? Those are the kinds things I would do. And it wouldn't get me any healthier. But for me, it first had to start with going to God and getting my thoughts and my spirit right. You know, getting into His Word. What does it say about me? His truth. Getting myself around people that actually keep me accountable and help me when times get rough and when I want to give up. And so let's not be like the Israelites who didn't enter into the promised land. Let's learn from what they didn't do and keep trusting in God, obey what He tells us, and have a community who's going to actually encourage us to get to where God's promises for our life. And that's it. Thank you for joining us this week for Fresh Word Friday, and we'll see you next week.